Good American Family Episode 8 Review. Kristine manipulates like no other. Finale. As we saw in the previous episode, Episode 7 of Good American Family last week, the court ruling to change Natalia's age did not go in her favor. And once again in Good American Family Episode 8, Blood on Her Hands, the court system let Natalia down once again. Here's a review of the season finale episode on Hulu. Spoilers below. In the past couple of episodes, it's been alluded that Kristine is not telling the truth, but it shows the most in the finale. Every witness that could testify on her and Michael's behalf, she comes up with an excuse why they can't use them. We see as they speak to Natalia and the state it's because the Barnetts were lying. There's also so many incriminating text messages between Kristine and Michael that definitely shows they're guilty. And Kristine was physically abusive. For whatever reason, these two continue to have luck in a court system that isn't fair. Since the state had the chance to appeal the past decision of not changing her legal age, her adoptive mother Cynthia didn't want to put her through the courts again. Though this comes back to not working out for them, because they couldn't use any of the school evidence against the Barnetts. It was truly so sad to watch. Kristine also proves to be the true manipulative person here, not Natalia. I don't know how many times she repeated the same lines and excuses. Though if you say something enough times, people begin to think it's true. It worked for her for years. Unfortunately, those around her started realizing the truth too late. Ellen Pompeo has truly embodied this role so well. I can't wait to see what other projects she decides to take on next. Michael is a big disappointment, honestly. He has some sort of weird weakness towards Kristine, no matter what she puts him through. Honestly, I don't know what Jennifer sees in him. The final few scenes are really powerful and tug at your heart. Natalia tries to go to Michael to get him to admit that he and Kristine let her down, big time. Though Kristine and Michael won the case in court, in a turn of events that is a little satisfying, her favorite son, and who she's made a living off of, Jacob, sort of turns on his mom. He apologizes to Natalia and chooses to stay with his dad for the night for the first time in years. Overall, I think Good American Family Episode 8 was a strong and powerful one, especially for a finale. Sometimes court-centric episodes can be tedious and boring, but this one was really interesting the way it was written and the scenes were edited together. It was also nice to end the series on a lighter note with Natalia hearing all the supportive comments online. As someone who wasn't familiar with the story, despite the documentaries about it, I thought it was a good look at all the accounts that are out there and the fact it was told from different perspectives. If you're coming across this now and wondering whether you should watch, I do think Good American Family on Hulu is worth your time. Season grade level B. If Good American Family were a chessboard, then Kristine would be the queen, gliding in all directions, always 5 moves ahead, and devastating in her final blow. Episode 8, the season finale titled Kristine Manipulates Like No Other, doesn't just close a chapter. It slams the door, locks it, and throws the key into the emotional abyss. The entire season has been a slow boil, and this episode is the flashpoint. After 7 episodes of veiled intentions, fake smiles, and kitchen table diplomacy disguised as family dinners, the finale finally lets the volcano erupt. And at the center, as always, is Kristine, the family's glossy, church-going matriarch with a voice like honey and a soul like a loaded weapon. This episode doesn't begin so much as detonate. It opens with the family's traditional Sunday brunch, a ritual that has never felt more performative. The camera pans over eggs, mimosas, forced laughter. There's tension thick enough to spread on toast. Everyone knows something's coming. They just don't know Kristine already pulled the strings days ago. One of the most stunning things about Kristine is how she's never obviously villainous. She doesn't raise her voice. She doesn't throw plates. Her brand of manipulation is the kind you don't even notice until the fallout is irreversible. Her power lies in plausible deniability, a conversation rephrased, a look misinterpreted, a secret whispered into just the right ear at just the wrong time. The big reveal in this episode is the culmination of every whisper, every "I just want what's best," Every Fox-concerned smile she's weaponized since episode 1. It turns out Kristine has been orchestrating the family's implosion for months, but not out of malice. No, her motives are worse. She genuinely believes she's saving them. Saving them from themselves, from each other, from bad decisions. Her version of salvation is just control and Sunday best clothing. Midway through the episode, we finally see the confrontation we've been waiting for. The family around the dinner table, each holding pieces of the puzzle Kristine's carefully scrambled. One by one, the betrayals come out. Dad's demotion at work wasn't a surprise. Kristine knew weeks before and suggested he not tell the kids. Daughter Marissa's breakup. Kristine casually mentioned to the boyfriend that Marissa was struggling emotionally, just enough to plant doubt. And son James? He never got into the grad program because a mysteriously concerned parent called admissions about his drinking. Guess who? And yet Kristine never crumbles. When confronted, she doesn't deny it. She deflects. She reframes. I only ever tried to protect this family, she says, her eyes wet but unblinking. It's chilling and masterful. The kind of gaslight tango that would make even the best soap opera villains take notes. But the episode's brilliance lies in how it lets Kristine's truth breathe. We see her in private moments, curled up with a scrapbook of her kids when they were little, a glass of wine trembling in her hand. There is a woman behind the machinations, a mother terrified of becoming obsolete, of losing control, of watching the people she raised make mistakes she can't undo. It doesn't excuse her actions, but it makes them human. That's the unsettling genius of Good American Family. It forces us to ask not just what someone did, but why they thought they had to. Visually, this episode is tighter, darker. The lighting dims with each reveal, as though the house itself is suffocating under the weight of secrets. Director Lena Mahoney leans into claustrophobia. Close shots, low angles, mirrors reflecting characters' jewel selves. There's a particularly brilliant shot in which Kristine's reflection in the china cabinet lingers a moment longer than her actual body, as if even the house is haunted by her intentions. The script, written by series creator Jordan Ellis, crackles with subtext. Every line feels double-edged. When Kristine says to her husband, "You didn't ask because you didn't want the answer," it's not just a defense. It's a verdict. The writing refuses to let us off the hook. No one is innocent. Everyone has blood on their hands, even if Kristine supplied the knife. By the final 10 minutes, the tension is unbearable. The family's done playing nice. One by one, they pack their things, not in a dramatic blaze of anger, but with the slow heartbreak of people who realize they've been living in a curated reality. When Marissa leaves her key on the counter, it's not just a gesture, it's a severance. The last scene is a quiet killer. Kristine stands alone in the now empty house, still dressed for church, still composed. She pours herself a glass of wine, sits down at the table and smiles, not triumphantly, but with a kind of satisfied resignation. She believed she did what needed to be done. Whether or not we agree is irrelevant. The family is shattered, yes, but from her point of view, they've finally been real with each other. And for Kristine, that's a win. The episode ends on that ambiguous smile. No dramatic music, no cliffhanger, just the sound of a clock ticking. It's the perfect metaphor. Time's up, but consequences are just beginning. As a finale, Episode 8 is nothing short of remarkable. It delivers not only the emotional payoff the season promised, but dares to leave us with questions instead of catharsis. What do we owe to family? Is love just control with better branding? And when does protection become possession? Kristine's manipulation isn't about power for its own sake. It's about fear, grief, and an unrelenting belief that she knows best. The most dangerous conviction of all. She doesn't burn the house down. She just rearranges the furniture until nobody remembers how it used to feel like home. In the end, Good American Family doesn't give us a villain to boo. It gives us a woman we both hate and understand. And that's the scariest part. Kristine manipulates like no other, because, deep down, we've all known a Kristine.